recognize all human beings as worthy of dignity and respect, and we reach out to ease their suffering, not just out of charity, but with empathy. When we accept people for who they really are, we share the water from our wells, the wells that are deep within each of us, that we all are capable of sharing. Those who thirst for unconditional love and acceptance, they need to drink from our wells. Church, if not us, then who will provide the water of life and the light of hope?
And welcome to the first of many community-led celebrations of Janice Mirikatani. We believe that her words and her works live on through the communities that loved her and that she loved. So we'll have special prayers today, special witnesses, special testimonies, and a very special sermon today. So I want you to ask yourself throughout this celebration, how can you continue to celebrate the legacy of Janice Mirikatani? Welcome to Glide Memorial Church, everybody. I want you to know that you are welcome here. If you or your family or this nation is still healing these 20 years after 9/11, we want you to know that you are welcome here. If you're struggling in your heart to find a place in this mixed vaccinated world, you are welcomed here. If you're in the throes of an addiction disorder or days out of addiction, weeks out of addiction, or years into your recovery, you are all welcomed here. Black and white, straight and gay, young and old, white collar, blue collar, artist and academic, everyone is welcome here at Glide Memorial Church. And if you are a first-time visitor, we want to stay connected to you. So that means that in the chat right now, there are links that will show you how to get celebration reminders, but also how to sign up for our newsletter, our Congregation Connects newsletter. And that way we can stay connected to you and you can stay connected to us. Our virtual prayer basket is also now open. And so that means that our chat has become our prayer basket. So you can now place your prayers in the chat. And we have a dedicated group of prayer folks who meet every Wednesday evening as a prayer circle to pray over every prayer that comes in, either in the chat or on our prayer care line, through online submissions or through email. But right now, if you need a prayer and you want to put it in the chat, you can ask for a prayer for yourself just by writing the word "me" in the chat. Just write "me." We don't need to know why you need a prayer, but if you're asking for one, we will call your name on Wednesday evening. If you need a prayer for your family, your friends, your house, your block, your neighborhood, your city, your state, this country, and oh my God, this world. If you have a prayer for this world, we want to hear it and we want to pray it with you and for you. I'd like to add to the prayer basket right now, Michelle Collins. Please lift her up in prayers in the chat right now. Michelle Collins, as she continues to heal. Lift our sister friend Lori Mom in the prayers. Make sure that you petition on her behalf that she receives all that she needs. I'd also like to add the Golstons to the prayer basket, as well as the Reverend Cecil Williams and his family, and all our guest speakers, preachers, testimonialists, prayer folks, and witnesses, as well as soloists today. We put them all in the prayer basket. And now, I'd like Tyree Leslie to come and lead today's prayer.
Good morning, Glide family. Let's take a deep breath in and out. So, dear Lord, I just want to thank you for this beautiful day that you've made for us to be able to remember someone special to our community, Janice Mirikatani. Lord, I just want you to be able to keep your arms around our community here in Tenderloin, especially, and those other people around the world, our leaders and people in other countries. Thank you for all the good things you've been doing for all of us, and help us as a community, as a Glide community, to get stronger and stay connected as we work through our way through this COVID situation, Lord. So I know we want to connect with each other, but we can still stay connected. These are the blessings we ask in your Son, and I ask you to touch every speaker that comes up here today and lead and guide them in the way you'd have them to go. These are the blessings we ask in your Son, Jesus' name. Let the church say amen. Right on. Shalom. Shalom. Namaste. And Ashe.
I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. Hallelujah. 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 Oh, I woke up this morning with my eyes stayed on freedom. I woke up this morning with my eyes
morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Glide family. Welcome. My name is Vernon Bush, and I hope you were singing, I woke up this morning. Thank God we woke up this morning with our mind stayed on freedom. And it's one of our things, definitely a theme song here is getting free. And I hope you can put your name in the chat and say good morning to everyone that you don't see and everyone that you sense that you're actually thinking about. And we're going to take this moment to have our community embrace. And there's some people out here in the sanctuary, and we're going to embrace each other in our minds, our thoughts. And we're going to take a few moments to do that right now. Yes. So, good morning. Keep your mind stayed on freedom. We have some great music this morning coming from our live Glide Sanctuary, and I am so honored and so happy to have the couple of soloists that are going to be here as the community takes control and leadership in our celebration this morning. The first person that's going to be singing, y'all heard him. He's sung here many times. His name is Dorian Brockington, and he's going to be singing one of our favorite songs, our Glide ensemble songs, I'm Blessed. I don't think nothing else needs to be said. Just you're being able to watch and tune in and just be connected with us. It's such a blessing. The next song that after that is going to be a song that the choir sings, The Presence of the Lord is Right Here in the Sanctuary, and it's also in your home. Love is all around. And following that song is going to be a song called Father, Truly I Thank You. And that's going to be led by Leah Ticey. But first, we're going to hear a live performance by Dorian Brockington, I'm Blessed.
Good morning, Glide family. Out there, in here. During this year, I never thought, I was worried that I would never make it back down this block. I was in fear that I would never make it back into the church. I was in fear that I would never make it back on the stage. Today I walked down the block, I came in the building, I'm up here on the stage. After all we've been through, losing our mother, Janice, I know to be here that I'm blessed. I'm blessed, truly blessed. Got my church, and I got my friends. Thank God I'm blessed. I'm blessed, wondrously blessed.
morning. I'm Pamela Ward Pius, and I want to share with you a poem that I wrote as I was grieving for Jan's transition. I found that I couldn't work. I had to express myself, and so I wrote this untitled poem. Locking eyes on Sunday mornings, we speak, smile knowingly, embrace briefly, and move on. Yes, we have much work to do. My sister soldier is gone now. I shed tears for Cecil, the love of her life for 50 years plus, and all the people she touched, including me. We will embrace no more on this earth. Symbols of her physical presence play on my mind. Tousled black hair cascading down her back, red lips, red stiletto heels, and her famous miniskirts. A phenomenal woman and sensei at age 80, no longer with the desire to be white, reveling in her beauty as a woman of color. Ringing in my ear are critical lessons learned from her. Never be ashamed of your past or present, but take action. Be bold. Be badass. Love yourself. Take care of yourself, and serve the community with unconditional love, respect, and grace. Push the boundaries of the possible, she constantly reminded us, me. Hard to believe she spent her childhood in a concentration camp for Japanese American citizens. No bitterness or rancor, just a desire to serve the disenfranchised. I love you, my sister soldier, always and forever, for true love never dies. Rest in peace and power. Thank you.
Here I am, I'm standing here, Father. I just want to take a little time to say thank you. Oh, thank you. You see what's thrown on me all night long. You kept me in your loving arms, and I wanna say, Father, I wanna say thank you. Truly, yes, we do. I wanna thank you, 'cause they said it could not be done. Well, babe, it's because of you, Lord, that we're standing here together as one. Father, yeah, I just wanna say, I wanna say thank you, yeah. We wanna, every day we wanna take out a little time to say, Father, thank you, 'cause they said it could not be done, yeah. Oh, but it's because of you, Lord, that we're standing here together as one, yeah, 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 yeah. Lord, it's only because of you, Lord, that we found the strength to carry on.
Good morning, Glide. I'm Paula Farmer. I'm one of the lay leaders here at the church. And I wanted to take a moment to reflect on Janice Mirkatani. I first came to Glide in 2004 looking for a place for respite. I had just taken a new job here in San Francisco and I was very overwhelmed. So I told my boss at the time, I said, I need Jesus because I'm going to kill somebody. And he told me, I don't know if you're going to find Jesus there, but you should definitely go to Glide. So I did. And when I got here, I started to get involved. And one day, a little woman came over to the stage, and she put out an open call for the Women's Art and Empowerment Group. And I was working at the San Francisco Art Institute at the time, and I wasn't using my gifts. So I decided that I would join. And little did I know that by joining that group, I would be invited into a lifetime of activism through poetry, photography, art making, sculpture, all of it. And we used it firstly as a form of healing from ourselves and then out to the greater community. And we also used it to impact work that we were doing with women and children. Now, fast forward, Jan and I were sitting talking one day, and she said, we have to do something about this attack on women's rights and LGBTQ rights as we were changing in the presidency. And she said, we have to organize. And so we organized a group here at Glide and started to put things together to join the massive women's march that took place here in San Francisco. And one of the things that I learned, as I called it, the Janice Mirkatani School of Organizing, is that you have to be willing to put in the work. You have to show people how serious you are about the work so that they are empowered to then speak up for themselves and activate others on their behalf. And so we met here at the church, we marched down, and that was the way it always was, those ripples that she would send out to get people to understand what needed to be done, how it needed to be done, and then also to make sure that we're taking care of each other while we're making change in the world, whether that was with the pride marches, the women's marches, or even just here on the streets when we would go out and make sure that the Women's Artists Empowerment Group always made sure that we were here on Easter's to make sure that the Sunrise folks got to have their speak out time and we would serve them and just be of service in the community. So if you learn nothing else from Janice Mirkatani in your time here, know that she left a blueprint and a legacy for you to continue on with the fight. And we will be here to stand in it together with you. I'm Paula Farmer and I'm Glide.
When I run in the neighborhoods of San Francisco, I'm always reminded of why I love this city. Its diversity, the poetry of each unique community, the echoes of past and emerging songs. City lights in North Beach, Ferlinghetti's temple of poetry and famous beats. I still hear Ginsberg's guru Om. in an anti-nuclear drone. Chinatown, rhythms from Kearney Street Writers' Workshop, the ghost of I Hotel, and Manong Freddy's banjo strums, longing for a home. It is the powerful year of the dragon, Chinese voices warn. Mrs. Maxwell, in the house on Potrero Hill, calls sons and daughters off drugs and nonsense. There's justice to defend, she says, and college to attend. Samba of the mission, the beat, taps our feet, the heat grabs our hips, our lips can't resist roses in the teeth of our possibilities. Anklet bells of South Asian women on Eddy Street, saris like bright wings at their feet. On Divisadero, gentrification divides haves and have-nots, but jazz on Fillmore survives, revives, won't die. Roots are spread everywhere. The Sutter Y is stolen property, spoils of a world war. J-Town Tycho's thunder, don't forget who we are. In the hate, echoes of flower children, young runaways needing community. Still today, they cry, spare change. Change is spare. Irish cultural centers, Italian cafes, Russian tea shops syncopate from Geary to the avenues. The blues from Bayview. Don't shut me out, baby. Don't put me down. Can barely pay the rent, baby, in this high-priced town. But roots are spread everywhere. Harvey Milk's spirit strolls in the Castro, marches down Market. We don't forget in San Francisco. In the TL, Cecil sings Love to Give, fried chicken and amazing grace. Glides a home, more than just a place. On Ellis Street, double Dutch rhymes of young men with pride. Girls step it down and jump for joy. Now, some of the girls at Glide taught me this rhythm, and it's very complex. Now, you said you were not going to laugh at me. Sophisticated ladies, check it out. Well, my name is Classy and I'm more than fine. You can dial my number, baby, anytime. We got hips to move and our body grooves. We got boys to jump when we tell them to. We can rock the ocean, we can roll the sea. But when you mess with my man, you be a boxing with me. Sophisticated ladies, check it out.
We've heard some very special testimonies from Tyree Leslie, from Pam Ward Pius, and from Paula Farmer, and we still have some very special community voices coming up. We have Curtis Bradford and we have Cheryl Shanks, as well as the very special guest preacher we have today, Del Seymour. I want to share some announcements with you right now, including that today at 1 p.m. there's a Pride Team meeting. And if you want to attend, if you are LGBTQ+ or a hetero fabulous ally, you are more than welcome to attend this Pride meeting today at 1 p.m. Also, next week on the 19th, we will be celebrating the Reverend Cecil Williams' birthday. So we'll have some very special music and some very special words to speak over the life of Reverend Cecil Williams. We also have a special event coming up this coming Tuesday with our racial justice team, Reparations and Racial Justice, a conversation with Cheryl Evans Davis, and there's a link in the chat on how to RSVP for that event. There's also on the week of the 21st, an amazing array of activities all surrounding the fall equinox. There will be times of rebalance, renewal, and reconnection all throughout our congregational life groups and into that following Sunday celebration. So if you want to participate in this fall equinox in any one of our congregational life groups, please look for the link in the chat right now that will show you how to be a part of this amazing celebration. Want to listen to our Sunday celebration? Just by picking up your phone, we have a call-in service for you. You can just call in, subscribe, and the service calls you every Sunday. It's that easy. Just set it and forget it. I think those are the announcements for today. Please visit glide.org/church announcements for all of the updated announcements throughout the week. And now it is my pleasure to bring forward today's witness, Curtis Bradford.
Okay, hi. Hello, Glide family, and thank you, Marvin. Thank you for the chance to come and share with you all today a little bit about my Glide journey and pay some respects to Janice Mirikitani, our beloved founder. But I want to start first with just saying and acknowledging that yesterday we lost an important social justice warrior and shero in the Tenderloin named Gail Seagraves. She was a great friend, a great activist, a great leader, and man, did she have a huge heart. She brought light everywhere she went. She was always an inspiration to me, so thank you, Gail, for all you've done. When I first came to Glide, I was homeless, I was sick with HIV and not on medications, I was an IV drug user, addicted to crystal meth. I was in bad shape. And I was here to get a meal. I was standing in line out here to eat. And one day, coming out of lunch, I heard some music. There was some music coming from the sanctuary, and I didn't even really acknowledge before that there was a church here, right? It was sort of, I come here to get a meal. I guess in some way I knew it was connected to the church, but I never really thought about it. But I heard that music, and it drew me inside that day for whatever reason. And I sat all the way in the back of the balcony, and thank you, Lord, because I got to hear Cecil Williams preach that day, and he preached directly to me. And I sat up there and I bawled my eyes out. I mean, I just bawled my eyes out. And I've been coming back every Sunday since. But there was also this beautiful woman sitting next to him. And I mean, she was gorgeous. And she had on these high heels, like ridiculously high. I don't know how she stands in them. And just fabulous. And you could tell right away she had it going on. And as a gay man, I immediately I just loved that. And I was like, I want to get to know her. And in fact, the first time I actually got to spend some time in the room with Cecil and Janice, I remember just literally being awestruck, starstruck, because I'm thinking to myself, these are two people who have literally changed the world. And I'm going to just sit here and talk with them casually like it's nothing. But they made me feel so welcome, so warm, so connected, so loved. I was immediately at ease. That was their beauty of them. They made everybody feel at ease. They made everybody feel welcome. They made everybody feel loved because they really did love everybody. And from Cecil, I learned his liberation theology was just that for me. He liberated me. He set me free from all of those chains I'd carried all my life. The baggage that was there, being gay, being HIV positive, being an addict, being hated by the church, all of that pain that I carried with me, he allowed me to shed that. He said I didn't have to wear those labels. I could be whatever I wanted to be, and I could define that for myself. So thank you, Cecil. Thank you for that. And then from Janice gave me another gift, and a powerful gift. She taught me that I could take my pain and use it. I can hear her clearly, her voice clearly telling me, take your pain, name it, speak it out loud, give it form, let people hear it. People need to hear your story. And when you share that pain with others, it creates healing for you and for others. And when you heal others, you'll heal yourself. It was very powerful to be given a voice, to actually believe that my story, my truth, who I was actually mattered, and she made you believe that. She had this power of making you believe that, and she gave you the platform to get up and tell your story like I'm doing here today. And once you give somebody their voice, boy, you can never shut them up again. So thank you, Janice, for that gift. Now the work I do in the community as a community organizer working here in the Tenderloin is really all about giving that same gift forward to the community, about helping people find their voice and empowering them to speak their truth, because their stories need to be told. And it's beautiful to watch that happen for people every day in this community. And so, I'm just so grateful for Janice and the gifts that she gave me and the life that she helped me build. And so now when I'm going through my day and I run into something and I don't know what to do, I just think to myself, WWJD, what would Janice do? All right, and that's what I do. Thank you, Glide. I am Curtis, I am Glide.
Thank you so much, Curtis. Thank you for your witness, for your testimony, for for bringing your story here to Glide and for reminding this community that we are a collection of our stories. And those stories change and grow and shift as soon as they come into Glide. But we meet people where they are. So if your story is you are on crystal meth and you start here at Glide, we accept you. That's where your story starts. But the story will change from there. If your story is that you're homeless or unemployed or in the throes of domestic abuse, whatever it is, your story starts there. We meet you there. You bring the story here. You're a part of a community of folks in recovery, and we move together in that story. Your story has to change when it bumps up against other people's stories. So that's what we do here at Glide. We provide a space for folks to bring their story wherever it is. You start it again here. So that's what we do. Do you understand that's what we do? Because if you do, we're going to ask you to give into that vision of the world. We know that after the pandemic and these physical doors are open, people will have stories. And they will come with their trauma stories and with their PTSD stories. And they will have stories about how they survived a pandemic. So we want to make sure that we are here and ready to receive those stories. So we're going to ask you to give into that vision. If you're a first-time visitor and you can catch on and latch hold to that vision, please give today. If you are a participant in any of our congregational life groups, please give today. Begin your giving practice today. If you're a member, please give. It is safe. Most importantly, it is safe to give to Glide Memorial Church. Everything that you give goes to Glide Memorial Church that you know is free and independent today. So there are many ways that you can give. You can give through the Glide virtual offering basket, the Glide Memorial Church donate button, which is on Facebook, and also through our iGive at glide.org/iGive. But mostly, please give, and please give generously.
What a price you paid on Calvary. Unselfishly, you died for me. Till the end, Lord. Till the end, Lord. Oh, till my dying breath, my life is through.
thank you all for your giving. Please remember that, again, all of your donations to Glide Memorial Church are free of our former denomination and go completely to Glide Memorial Church. Don't forget you can give in all kinds of ways, and if it hits you later on during the week, we are there to receive your donations. We're going to have Vernon Bush introduce our next song, and then after which we're going to hear from another community member, Cheryl Shanks, to give another testimony.
Thank you, Minister Marvin. This next song that we're going to do, it's actually going to be sung by a new soloist, and her name is Dr. Amy Gregory. The song, yes, y'all can clap. There's a few people in here. And this song is a really beautiful song called Soul's Anthem, and it's from the song, it's a song that I actually sung when I was a kid called It Is Well in My Soul. So here's Dr. Amy's take on Soul's Anthem.
Thank you, Vernon. Good morning, Glide. Teach me how to love you. Show me how to trust you. More than with my words or with a song. No, it's not been easy to live life down on my knees. But with faith I know I'll carry on. There is more to see than with my eyes, and fear sometimes can leave me paralyzed. I realize I'm not in control.
My name is Cheryl Shanks. I am a community organizer and an activist here in the Tenderloin. Well, Janice Miracatani. Wow, what a beautiful lady. I'm going to step back a minute. I grew up with Reverend Cecil Williams' kids out in the avenues. When I lost my way and I fell through the cracks, and I found myself here in the Tenderloin, I heard about Glide. People told me you could go to Glide. I hadn't known about Glide, actually, for a long time. They said, go to Glide and get something to eat. I didn't want to because I knew Cecil Williams was here, and I knew he had a new life here. And I was very ashamed to come and guilty. Very, very ashamed for him to see me. I did push myself to come in. When I came in, I would sit over there against the wall in tears, trying to hide my face. And Janice would walk in the room glowing. She would light up the whole room with a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful smile. And they would sit over here in the front. Cecil Williams turned around and he noticed me in the corner. Familiar. When the service was over, Cecil Williams didn't come up to me, but Janice did. Janice came over. She put her arm around me, and she said, "You're welcome here. You're welcome here. Dry your tears. You're welcome here. There is no shame here." It opened up the world to me again, just knowing I was welcome and I didn't have to be ashamed. She encouraged me to go out in the Tenderloin and ask for help to get a place to live, which I did. I admired her so much in her elegance and her beauty and her wisdom that she shared with the whole community. And people on individual levels. She would encourage them to keep moving forward, to go to school, to get involved in the church. She would even go to graduations. They would show up at graduation. Very, very, very special. She would go out into the community with a smile, with a spirit that can be felt, and just embrace people and make them feel welcome and let them know they were welcome to come here. She shared a lot of poetry about the struggle of the community, the struggle of people of color, the struggle of poor people. She also made sure that people knew that they were no different than the people up on the hill. We're all equal. And that's how she treated us as such. Community was so important to her. So important to her, she made sure it was live every week. She involved the community in almost everything that she did, and any changes here at the church. We had a voice here in the community. She made us a learning place, a welcoming place, a home to many of us. And with that, I would like to say that she will be missed. We have lost her, a light We have lost 2 lights in the community. One is the people that work in the community as an organizer who has been here for a while, Gail Packwood Seagraves. Janice Miracatani, rest in peace, in power. My sisters, forever grateful to you, Janice. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Cheryl, for that Janice Miracatani witness. It is of great comfort to know that your friend Gail, as well as Janice, are now ancestors and available to us in ways that they couldn't be in the physical. So we have them guiding our social justice work and our poetry work and all the things that we need to be doing in the world right now. I'd like to introduce today's guest preacher today, a veteran and compassionate neighbor. Dale Seymour has been a member of the Tenderloin community for the past 30 years. He is a leader of the neighborhood, working closely with Glide Memorial Church, the St. Anthony's, and Swords to Plowshares. He's also the co-chair of San Francisco's local homeless coordinating board and has an appointment position with St. Francis TL HIP board. This whole endeavor began for Dale 8 years ago when he founded Tenderloin Walking Tours in order to present the Tenderloin in a favorable setting. In 2015, he founded Code Tenderloin to address the economic inequality he saw in this beloved community. Please think about the ways that you can continue to lift up Janice in celebration and her legacy. I'd like to present to you today the man, the myth, the legend, Dale Seymour.
Good afternoon, Glide. Good afternoon, the Glide family all over the world, or wherever you are, even if you're in a hospital or you're on a cruise ship or on an airplane, welcome this morning. I have to admit, the other day when Pastor White invited me to take this position, he made a point to tell me, don't be trying to copy my style. I said, man, I ain't trying to copy your style. I'm trying to copy Joe Olson's style. Man, he got helicopters and jets and mansions. I'm a prosperity believer. And just the other day, I was in Walmart, and I'm telling God, you know what? I follow you so closely. I love you so much. Why am I still shopping at Walmart? But I'll get there one day. I got here this morning about 6 o'clock to get started on this program, and parked the car a few blocks away. And just to walk to Glide, when I got on the Glide block here, there was a line for breakfast, stretched 3/4 of the way around the entire square block. Men, women, children, and you can see a lot of the people probably didn't sleep last night, probably walked around waiting on this line. When it gets dark, sometimes your wait is on having breakfast here at Glide. And you know what? I looked at some pictures the other day of Depression 1930 in America, where there was lines all the way around the block for soup. And that was 90 years ago, 9-0. And here we are in 2021, bragging about being the most economic stable country in the world, the most technically advanced country in the world. But we got to Glide a line in one of the major, if not the major city in the United States at 6 o'clock in the morning with men, women, and children to get in line for breakfast. Man, we got a long way to go. We need to stop bragging and trying to figure this out, getting our priorities together. That line I used to be in, so it's personal to me. In fact, Curtis and I both used to be in that line together many years ago. And it's still there. God, it's still there. You know, I used to come here to Glide when I first started coming to Glide, and I would sit over here, and there was two guys that would sit next to me, William and Tom. And boy, they would be, the music would come on, and they was like they was at the club, man. They were just going at it. And I was like, how can somebody be that happy? I just couldn't figure out how two people could be that doggone happy on a Sunday morning. And then the more I came to Glide, the happier I got. And the feelings I got and the exhilaration of being here. And within 2 or 3 weeks, it was all three of us up there every morning. I mean, that was good. They're very good people. So this is the part of the celebration that we talk about God. We talk about my God, your God, which is probably the same person. We just call them different names. My God's name is Jesus. That's why I call mine. So I asked him this morning, I says, you know what, this is your time, but can I talk about Janice? And he said, sure, that's my folks. That is my folks. You free to give her my time. So that's what we're going to do this morning. Before we start, I want to make a quick call out to some folks. My folks at Code Tenderloin, the organization that I work with, who are out here 7 days a week, up to 11 o'clock at night, going in the tents, vaccinating people, and they walk around along with the Glide folks. My friend, anchor for Channel 7, Kamasi and her team, who I normally watch early in the morning, now they're watching me today. My friend in Chicago, Tasha, and her family. I want to shout out to my family. And the reason why I'm able to stand up here today without a crack pipe in my pocket is because of my family. So thank you. I want to shout out to a friend of mine, Tracy, who organized a Glide party this morning over in Oakland. I want a special shout out to my family members, to Keisha and Isaiah, who are in state prison. Hopefully we'll get you home. We're working hard to get you all home. And last, my goddaughter, who calls me a lot. I need a ride to the nail shop. I need a couple bucks. I need this. She called me when I was driving across the bridge this morning and says, Godfather, can you pray with me? First time ever. She says, can I pray with you? And I said, whatever we've been praying for, you already got it, because Lord just heard what you said. So, Shayna, you'll be okay, baby. Power and beauty. You know, that's like a skill in itself, to have power and be beautiful. Ain't a whole bunch of people got that. And Pastor, I'm not looking at you when I say that. Janice had it. Janice has it, and Janice had it. Power and beauty. She was an amazing person. I used to see her in Cecil, and hi Cecil. I forgot this morning to shout out to you, my pastor. I love you, man. I love you. I love you so much. You know, and I used to come here and give the sermons, and I would just Janice Cecil, Janice Cecil, and it's still Janice Cecil. Rest easy, brother. We'll see you soon. Janice meant a lot to this community. And when I say community, I'm not talking about just the Tenderloin. I'm talking about communities of Bayview, Hunters Point, Dog Patch, Mare Island. All of these was community. When we're struggling and challenging, those communities all are one community. You know, this city is only like 5 miles long. So we can't break down in this community. This is all one big community. And you know what? I went in the Bible, and I'm reading the Bible this week, especially trying to get ready for this. And, you know, I'm looking at how Jesus walked his ministry. He didn't have a car, but Janice didn't have a car. You know, then I just found out recently there were no cars back then, so that's probably why he didn't have a car. And it's probably why, if he did, he probably wouldn't have had a car knowing Jesus, because Jesus never even had a home. And so I followed his walks, you know, where he walked, the people that he encountered, the people that walked with him, that group of folks called his apostles. I think the map makers got it wrong. Jesus was in the Tenderloin. Look at what he did. Look at the people that he dealt with. Look at the people that was in his posse. That was a tenderloin. The women that he encountered, that was the tenderloin. And the reason why I'm saying all this, Janice walked the tenderloin. I'm talking about daily. She and Cecil would come, and within a half an hour, Janice was out the door. Janice, you look, where's Janice? She's across the street. Where's Janice? She's down on Tucker and Taylor. Where's Janice? She's up on O'Farrell. See, Janice is one of the people that realize this is just a place where you change your clothes. The church is over there. Church is on Tucker and Taylor. Church is on O'Farrell. Church is on Hyde. That's what the church is. And she practiced that. Cecil was out there with her a lot of times before his mobility got a little challenged. But Jan would know, I worked at Glide for a while. And Jan, we built that new child center down the street about 500 feet from here. And Jan would see me in the line and say, hey, Dale, come walk me down to the child care center. And I would say, well, I just got a minute, ma'am, because I'm doing something here. I was doing electrical work. And I would get out there. Now, it takes about 3 minutes to get there. Walking with Jan, you would be 45 minutes later. We're still walking. Because she stops and talks to everyone. I don't care if you had a pipe in your mouth, if you had a 40 ounce in your hand. She didn't walk up and says, take that pipe out of your mouth. She walked up and says, how's your kids? How's your mom? How's your husband? And just have a conversation as if she was talking to someone up on Pacific Heights. Didn't matter to her. And Jan taught us that we are not the same as those people up on Pacific Heights. She did say that. She said we were better because we knew how to love on folks. We didn't just wave to our neighbor down the street. We go down and hug our neighbor. Even during COVID, we still hugging our neighbors because we're hard-headed. We don't get it sometimes. We sometimes put love in front of science, but that's all right. And Jan, we all miss Jan. If you want to see Jan, go look at her building, the child care center. Go look at it. That's Jan. You want to see Jan? Go over on Mason Street where she helped build those 2 affordable housing buildings right down the street here in Mason. That's Jan. I helped her do the artwork on the other side, design the artwork. So that was years ago when Jan was in it. Jan was I'm in church, so I got to be careful here. Jan was a stuff starter. Jan just went around starting stuff. And I'm being careful with my language, Vernon, okay? You told me. She started a lot of stuff, like women's groups, like recovery groups. That's the kind of stuff she started. And my friend Dory was telling me reminding me how when we had the breakout sessions downstairs, and there'd be 20, 30, 40 community members in there, and we'd be arguing and fussing and cussing and all that, and Jan would come in and out-argue us, out-cuss us, out-fuss us. Because she was no joke, and she would let you know, no, we ain't doing it like that. Showing us love. And that's what you learn here, that this is as I said before about the saying, she made this a staging area where you just came and got your orders and you took your butt out to the street and you brought the Glide. Glide is not just a building, Glide's an attitude. Glide is an attitude, how to love on somebody that's hard to love on someone. When you walk up to someone who done peed all in their pants, who's got gnats flying around their head and got a 40 ounce in their hand, walk up and hug them, that's love, baby. That's true love. Because you know what? That's what Jesus did. Look at it. If you want to read the Bible for what it is. Look at who he was and what he did. He was never, he had the power. He had so many followers. He could go in City Hall with a swag. He didn't go to City Hall. He only went in the government building one time that I saw in the Bible, and he went in, it was a temple, and he tore it up. Jan didn't go to City Hall. Jan would go stand in front of the liquor store down the street and talk to folks. Man, and we lost another warrior Gail Seagrave a couple of days ago. God rest you. And I know you and Jan will be kicking it right now talking about the tenderloin, because Gail loved the heck out of the tenderloin as much as Janice. So I just want to start to finish here, because, you know, to me, that's always the best part of the sermon, when the speaker says, I'm getting ready to close. That's what I love for. I sat there man, when is he going to say those words? And I would be slouching, and the pastor would say, getting ready to close. Oh, okay. I believe there's a priority. I believe God got a priority system. Everybody ain't going to live on the same street in heaven. There's some good streets, and there's some streets that ain't so good. Now, I just told you I'm one of those prosperity people, believers. I want to live on a good street. And I want you all to live on a good street. Now, I probably do sound like Joe Olsen, but how do you get there? I think it's about how you treat people, how you love on people, how you really, really sincerely love on folks. That's always, oh, I love you, brother. Oh, sister, man, what are you talking about? You done forgot them as soon as you walk away. I'm talking about really love on people. How do you love on people? As I finish it today, I want to challenge everyone, sound of my voice, like the pastor always says, at the sound of my voice. At the sound of my voice, I want you, to take someone to lunch today. It's lunchtime. Call somebody you ain't talked to in a long time. Go down the hallway, knock on your neighbor's door. You know the old guy that don't have nobody come and visit him? You know what I'm talking about. Go down and say, hey, put your clothes on, don't wait, just put your clothes on, I'm taking you to lunch. And if you don't have anybody you can find to take to lunch, I'm clear in about an hour, call me. God bless and enjoy your Sunday. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Dale Seymour, and thank you to all of our guest testimonialists today, our soloists today, and our witnesses and our prayer folks today, and the amazing Dale Seymour. We are really grateful that you have decided to spend this part of your day with us. You know, what we are inviting you into in the name of Janice Mirkatani is to love bravely and to love boldly and to love radically. And if that means going out of your comfort zone, to call somebody like Dale said, that you said you would never call again, to look in the face of someone that makes you feel bad about yourself because of their condition and your privilege, love bravely today. That's the invitation that Jan has left for us. Love bravely and fully. Join us in Freedom Hall right after our Sunday celebration today. There's a new link for celebration in the chat today. Join us next week for another very special Sunday celebration. We'll be celebrating the birthday of our founder, the Reverend Cecil Williams. It'll be a very, very special Sunday celebration. And don't forget about all the ways you can stay connected through our congregational life groups. There's a Pride meeting today at 1 p.m. There's a Keeping It Real group today at 1 p.m. So you can start today in this brave love scenario. So now, go in peace, go in love, go in hope, and go in joy. Vernon.
Minister Marvin.
Could you?
Amen. Let's sing We Shall Overcome Today. Here we go. Oh, we shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome today. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe that we shall overcome. Oh, we shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome today. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe that we shall overcome. That we shall overcome. That we shall overcome today. Yes.